Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and yes, this is my skin now, you're gonna have to deal with it. But today, I will be teaching you how to make a god sword. So this sword isn't exactly a god sword, but it just needs mending, so it's still technically a god sword. So, today I will be teaching you how to make a god sword and what I prefer, what my method of making a god sword. I'll also be teaching you how the anvil works and how the enchantment table works. Now you may think it's super simple, but it's actually more complicated than that. Okay, so first you gotta start off with the basics. Uh, you gotta try to make your god sword not too expensive. That is like a very important thing if you want to make a god sword. As you can see, the sword is not too expensive yet. The stuff does cost 32 levels, but it is not too expensive yet. So I can still add things to my sword, which is good. But first I will teach you how the anvil and enchantment system works. So basically every single enchantment has levels. So there's looting 1, 2, and 3. So for example, if I put a sharpness 4 book here and a sharpness 4 book here, it costs 8 levels because sharpness 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 8. So the cost of those numbers equals 8 levels. So if you want to combine them to make sharpness 5, it costs 8 levels. So levels. So in order to make something not too expensive, you also will need the enchantments not to go up to 40. So if you can get sharpness 5 from a villager, then it will just cost, like, I believe 5 levels to add to a sword because it is just sharpness 5, so it won't really matter that much. I shouldn't say that, but still, it'd only be 5 levels to add to a sword because it's sharpness 5, okay? And so at best, you have to try to grab the books from the villagers to make it not be too expensive. But then you also have to place it in a specific order. So how the anvil system works, you have to try to get under 40 levels. If it's 40 levels and above, it's too expensive. As you can see, this is not too expensive yet because I combined it in the right way. But my god sword is not a good example. It is not a good example for god sword. Normally, with all of these enchantments on, your enchantment cost will probably be 23. So if you want to add anything to your sword, but have all of these enchantments, the best quality will probably be 23 levels. But as you can see, mine is not the best quality because it costed way more than 23 levels. So basically, you want to keep on killing these blazes, or on Earthmc, you should be killing these blazes. I'm in Madagascar right now, and they have a good XP grinder. So definitely recommend you come here and grind out your levels. So the enchantment system, pretty self-explanatory. Hold on, let me go grindstone this. This is not really that good actually. The enchantment table is pretty self-explanatory. You put it in, put lapis, you get enchantments. It's pretty simple. But if you didn't know, every time you enchant something, so let me enchant this helmet with Aqua Infinity, the enchantments will change. As you can see, earlier there was Sweeping Edge on this sword and Sharpness. Now it's Sharpness and Knockback. Now this will not particularly change, but the top two did change. So that just proves that every time you enchant something, the item, any item that you want to enchant. Let me rephrase this. Hold on. If I enchant anything, the enchantments for everything else will change. So, including swords and different items. So right now, currently, if you want to make the best God Sword, try to re-roll enchantments by enchanting your sword by 1 level. It might be very wasteful, but trust me, it is worth it. It is very wasteful though, but it is the best idea unless you don't want to spend diamonds. Now, to make a God Sword, the most expensive God Sword will probably be 8 diamonds. So you will probably have to spend 8 diamonds to make a God Sword. Now, if you're on Earthmc, that will be no problem because you can buy 8 diamonds with 1 gold. So that you have to keep on re-rolling enchantments until you get not knockback, until you keep on re-rolling enchantments by enchanting your sword at level 1 and until you get sharpness 4. Now the reason why you do not want to go for sharpness 2, 3, or even get anything else like looting is because sharpness is one of the most important enchantment on your sword, because because 1 sharpness level multiplies your not multiplies, adds 1.25 damage to your sword. So since sharpness 5 will be the highest enchantment that you have on your sword, try to get 2 sharpness 4s and combine those 2 swords. As you can see, this is not the best, it's still looting too. But keep on enchanting until you get sharpness 4. Now of course if you have, oh, as you can see, we got sharpness 4. Now if you have like looting or like unbreaking, go for it, but disclaimer, unbreaking, there's a lower % chance that you'll get something else. Now that applies to pickaxes and shovels, hoes, and axes. So what you want to do to create a god sword, keep on re-rolling. Now as you can see, I can get sharpness 4, so I can stop re-rolling on my enchantments. Now keep on re-rolling until you get sharpness 4, and you are gonna have to craft more swords, unfortunately. Sorry if my game is too loud, but you're gonna unfortunately have to craft more swords in order to get a god sword. It is just the fact, but if you do have villagers that can trade you books, that will be most ideal if you want to get a maxed out sword. So keep on rolling enchantments, as I said. Try to get 2 sharp 4s. If you cannot, well, you're gonna have to keep on re-rolling those enchantments. Also try to get try to craft, and once you get the sharp 5 sword, still try to craft more swords, so you can add looting, fire aspect, and etc. on your sword. Now if you want to combine them, try to get your sharp 5 sword first. So put the sharp 4 and then the other sharp 4 to make a sharp 5. Once you grab the sharp 5 sword, then you combine your other swords with looting, sweeping edge, fire aspect, knockback, etc. And then combine the sharpness 5 with that huge enchanted thing, because sharp 5 is enchantment. Since you put 2 sharpness 4 books to get short swords together, that will cost 8, and that is pretty much the most expensive sword you want to get. So first combine the big stuff and then combine the small stuff. And when I mean big stuff and small stuff, I mean the XP level. So yeah, that's how you make god swords. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments below. Yeah, I don't know if I explained how to make a god sword very thoroughly, but you know, it is what it is. You can I might make a part 2 for this video if it is not clear what I said. to everyone. You can though you can still ask in the comments and I will answer them for you. So yeah, hope you learned something from this video and I didn't just waste my time doing this. And yeah, you can go make your god sword now. What are you doing here? Go make your god sword. Okay, subscribe, like, do all that jazz. Okay, yeah, see ya. Bye.